Welcome to New Connection, where you can tune in and grow. I'm your host, Vicki Thompson. You may be familiar with New Connection magazine for conscious living, which has been enjoyed by readers in the Pacific Northwest for more than 17 years. Now we're excited to bring New Connection live into your home with our brand new talk show. On New Connection, we'll welcome authors, practitioners, and visionaries to share new ideas for alternative health, spirituality, and personal growth. Today, I'd like to welcome to New Connection Stephen Simon, who is the co-founder of SpiritualCinemaCircle.com. Stephen also produced such films as Somewhere in Time and What Dreams May Come. He also both directed and produced the film version of Conversations with God. Welcome to the studio, Stephen.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Well, I am so excited to have you on because you have really been a visionary in the field of spiritual cinema circle. And I think you also coined the term spiritual cinema.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting experience because I got a lot of flack about that from people, a lot of criticism. People said, well, don't use the word spiritual because it's very confusing to people. People think it means religious. It's got the same connotation as religious. If you use it in mainstream media, it means religious. And I really decided after getting a lot of back and forth on that it was time to actually use the word in the way that it's actually meant, and that you can actually be a spiritual person and be religious, obviously, but you can be a very spiritual person and not have a particular religious affiliation. And that's how we used it in spiritual cinema to define movies like the movies I did, Somewhere in Time and What Dreams May Come, but also movies like It's a Wonderful Life and Lost Horizons and all those wonderful movies that ask the big questions about who we are and why we're here.
I think it's very true that being on a spiritual path, you do want to have movies there that help to inspire you, to support you, and help you grow more on your path, which is what is exciting about the SpiritualCinemaCircle.com, which is a program where people can join, and every month they'll receive 4 videos that come to them on a DVD. Can you tell us a bit about how you developed that?
Sure. I wrote my book on spiritual cinema, The Force is With You, in 2001, and it was published in 2002, and I went on the road to start talking about it. The very first talk I ever did was very close to where this studio is, in Beaverton, at a very small church. I think I had about 8 people in the audience, and it kind of expanded beyond that. And a very good friend of mine named Gay Hendricks, who many people know for having written some wonderful books with his wife, like Conscious Loving and some other books, said, well, what do you want to do with this? Where do you want to go? And I said, I want to get movies into theaters again that are more about spiritual cinema. And we started talking about that, and he said, no, what if we do a home delivery service of DVDs? Can we get enough movies that actually would make that work? And it was a great idea. It was his idea. It was not my idea. And it was a great idea. We launched it, and we hired some people, a wonderful woman named Anna Dara to be our director of acquisitions. And it just hit. We send out 2 shorts a month, 1 documentary and 1 feature-length film. And within 3 weeks, we had a few thousand subscribers, and now, almost 5 years later, we have subscribers in over 80 countries. And it's a wonderful community because people can, actually, they get the movies, they get to own the movies, so that it's not something that you have to send back like Netflix. But it also is something that by owning the movies, people can have friends over, and somebody can say, well, I'm going through a particularly hard time about this, and somebody will say, well, oh, you know what, there was a movie in the circle about that about 6 months ago, and they bring it out and share it, and it's a wonderful community of people, and we're being able to encourage filmmakers to make these movies and get them sent into people's homes, because that's really where the future is. The future for movies, except for the big movies, is not in theaters anymore. Movies are now going to really find their way into being delivered into people's homes in different ways, and that's where the great stories are again going to be told. So we're in a big shift.